So we're going to make a start on some further maths today, and we're going to start by looking at matrices. So first of all, a matrix is just a way of storing or displaying or showing information about something. So if I say this diagram shows three towns, A, B and C, say, and the lines are routes in between them. So we could say from A to get to B, we've just got one route, don't we? But from A to get to C, we've got two routes, the top and bottom. And we can show these routes in a matrix. So if I draw a matrix for these, I say I've got towns A, B, C, A, B, C. So how many routes are there to get from A to A, this first spot? Well, there's none. How many routes are there to get from A to B? 1. And how many routes to get from A to C? 2. So here, if I start at B, how many routes are there to get to A? 1. B to B, there won't be any. And B to C, there's simply 1. Here, if I start at C to get to A, there's 2 routes. C to get to B, there's 1 route. And C to get to C, there's no routes. When we talk about matrices, we classify them, we describe them by how many rows across they have and how many columns down they have. So this matrix we would say is a 3 by 3 matrix because it's got 3 rows and 3 columns. And we normally say an M by N matrix is a matrix with M rows and N columns. This size of the matrix, whatever it might be, 3 by 3 or M by M, this is called the order of the matrix. So if you talk about the order of the matrix, how big it is, the size. If you talk about a square matrix, it just means that M and N are the same. You've got the same number of rows and columns. They'd be described in a square. So the first thing we're going to do with some matrices is we're going to add and subtract them. And the most important thing here is that you can add and subtract matrices, but only if they have the same order. So order, we said, was the same size. So we can only add or subtract matrices if they're exactly the same size. So for my example, we're going to start with 2 matrices. So let's start with matrix A, and A is the matrix 2, 3, minus 1, 0. And B is the matrix minus 3, 4, 1, minus 2. And then we're going to do a couple of questions. So let's say I was asked to find A add B. So this is just as easy as you think it would be. So A add B is simply starting with our 2 matrices, saying what would I get if I add them together, and we just add together the numbers in the same position. So 2 plus minus 3 is minus 1, 3 plus 4 is 7, minus 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 plus minus 2 would be minus 2. Okay, if we wanted to do A take away B, then we do just the same thing. So we'd say the matrix A is 2, 3, minus 1, 0, and I want to take away the matrix minus 3, 4, 1, minus 2. I do the same for each position. 2 minus minus 3 would be 5, 3 minus 4 is minus 1, minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2, and 0 minus minus 2 would be plus 2. Okay, part 3 then. If I wanted to work out what 2A's are, again, it's just multiplying it by 2. So it's just 2 times this whole matrix for A. And 2 times each of those would be 4, 6, minus 2, 0. And for the last bit, if I want to do 3b's minus A, that's simply the same as saying 3 times the B matrix. It's that one. Take away the A matrix. And if I put this underneath so I got some space, that matrix E would go to minus 9, 12, 3 minus 6. And I'm taking away 2, 3, minus 1, 0. So the top number would be minus 9, take away 2, so that's minus 11. 12 minus 3 would be 9. 3 minus minus 1 is 4. Minus 6 minus 0 is minus